Hi everyone, here we are again, another vlog style video. Probably many people actually hate. It's a commonplace that everyone does vlogs, but anyway, I'm getting a bit distracted. So I did actually get the M1000R in the end. I was not sure about it, as you can see from the wings. Big telltale sign. So this little video will be a comparison between my old S1000R 2022 model and this 2023 M1000R. I'm just going to refer to the S1000R as SR, and this one will be the MR because this is too many thousands and digits and whatnot, so yeah, probably going to be more easy. So comparison. Basically, to start with, I'm 100% not disappointed at all, and I'm 100% pleasantly surprised by the differences that there are between the two bikes. Many people think or say, even one who test rode them, that it's not that different. I completely disagree. If you would just, theoretically speaking, stick me on blindfolded, I would be close to say it's actually a different bike, maybe even a different different brand. Also, many people don't get their bike set up, and I'm talking about the suspension here. And if your suspension is not set up properly, it doesn't matter what you ride. It's not going to be good. It's going to be twitchy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be too soft. It's going to not handle in the corners as you expect it to. And many times when you just test ride the bike, you're not going to get the full sense of it. What is the bike like actually. So basically, on my way back, when I picked up the bike from the dealership, I straight went to a guy I use up in the north. I live. Fucking idiots. Up in the north, and yeah, he dialed in the suspension. The bike had probably 20 miles on it, and I already got it set up. And the suspension is one of the things I didn't like about the S1000 SR. Sorry. Because you had dynamic and you had road, and that was it. Both were too firm, in my opinion, if you just wanted to commute. On this one, although I'm not sure, but I think it's pretty much the same fork and the same shock in the rear. On the display, you can adjust on like a scale of 11, I think, or 14. The compression and rebound, so the adjustability is on a completely different level. Then the handlebar, visually speaking, if the bike is just sitting somewhere on the street, it looks a bit weird, to be honest. It's almost like someone stick a fucking rim on it. But to turn it in, I didn't expect that having this, whatever, 1 inch width, or I don't know how much more wider it is than the SR. To turn it into a corner or tip it in like in a roundabout or whatever, honestly, you just do that. You just move your shoulder and you're in it. So I never thought this small thing would make such a huge difference. I guess if you have an SR, you can just get a handlebar like this one and just stick it on yours. And honestly, if you can buy these through BMW, I'm not sure, as a part, I would highly recommend anyone to get this bar on the SR or something of a similar style. It transforms the bike quite a bit. Brakes. Let's just skip the rear brake, but the front one, that's just flipping crazy, seriously. I had a Street Fighter V4S with stylinas. It's on it, seriously. I'm not making this up. And I know the brand of, what is it, Nissan. It sounds a bit, sounds like a Chinese Chinese rice crisp or something, you know, missing. Okay, fuel, whatever. Yeah, the MPG is worse as on the SR. If anybody would wonder, it's not like massively worse, but obviously it's a more powerful engine, so don't be surprised. Yeah, the brakes. The brakes are a highlight. Seriously, honestly, it's an amazing thing. One more thing, going back to the suspension, my SR, I don't know was it just mine or not, but when I was going at slow speeds, it had this knocking feeling in the handlebar, and it like almost like if something is broken in it or something. I hated it. Maybe it's software, maybe some internal bits, but this the MR doesn't have that anymore, luckily. So they ironed that issue out. Mirrors, yeah, they pretty useless over, let's say, 65-70 miles per hour. It is what it is. At the moment, I don't think I'm gonna change them. I don't see the point. Quick shifter. Actually, I just found out the other day that the quick shifter on this one is different to the SR. The quick shifter on the MR is from the 2021 onwards RR, so the double R. And I thought I'm just imagining things when I got on it first and made the first few changes in the gear changes. Sorry, I don't know by how much it would be difficult to put a number on it, but it's a lot faster than the SR. It just bangs the gears in like there's no fucking tomorrow. The engine note is also a bit different, which is strange. You know, my previous bike, the SR, I had the same end cam. Oh, jeez, can't open this fucking helmet. So on the SR, I had a race fit titanium end cam. I'd done a servo delete. Actually, it was kind of too loud without the servo, to be honest. It sounded better, but it was a bit obnoxious sometimes. So on this one, I will probably do the same, but even with the stock Akrapovic cam, when I was driving it home, I noticed that it has a different tone to it. Tires are different. The Bridgestone Battlex S21 or whatever. Obviously, it's sort of a more track focused tire, I guess. So you know, it needs some heat into them to make them work. But the other thing as well is that BMW, from the dealership, let's say, they jack the tire pressure up so much that you know you're just gonna fly off. It doesn't matter what suspension setup you have. So I have at the moment 2.5 in the front, 3 in the rear, but trying to remember, it was stupidly overinflated when I rolled out with it from the dealership. So that's another thing to keep in mind about tires, that you know they don't feel too sharp until they warm up, but that might be down to them being inflated to the moon like a flipping balloon. Obviously the instrument cluster, the one thing they changed about it was that it stays on. So if I switch the bike off now and I have this screen on, I think it will stay like that for 6 hours. So if within 6 hours I get back on it, or 4 hours, whichever, it will default to the same screen, which I like, because I prefer this screen or one of the sports screens. And it was a pain every single time you stop for like petrol or to have a piss or something, you know, to cycle back to the menus to get here. I mean, it's a first world problem, I guess, but still it was a bit, you know, annoying. Also, back to the sports screen, on my SR, if I listen to music, as I am now actually, and I had the sports screen display on, not all the time, but sometimes the whole display would just reboot, like it would just turn pitch black. You would have to think that the bike just died. Engine would be running, your light will be on. Obviously, it would disconnect from your headset, and the whole thing would just reboot like a mobile phone or whatever, and then everything would come back, you know, immediately, kind of. So I think they solved that problem as well, which was a bit scary when first time I experienced it, because I thought the bike just switched off or something. Okay, the power was the SR was 165 and this is 210. You know, you're nearing 50 horsepower difference, and it's not true that it only comes on after 9,000 RPM. That's a lot of bullcrap. You feel it from down below. That's the point of the whole shift cam engine, that you got more you got a bit of a torque down below, and then you got a powerful top end. And I feel it. It's not placebo. You know, I when I got this bike, basically I rode mine to the dealers like 60 miles away from where I live. Done like 2 signatures or whatever, and straight got on the MR. So the comparison was pretty, you know, it could have been more immediate, I guess. Lake Windermere, nice place. Yeah, now as well I can hear. Probably you can't hear it because the microphone is in my helmet, but the engine's tone is more deep. I mean the exhaust, sorry. Also the intake sound is a bit different. It's more pronounced. So the one thing I really like is that you got 3 race pro modes, and that's like the easiest way to put it. It's like having 3 dynamic pro modes on the SR, where you can adjust absolutely everything. You know, you can, even if it says race pro, you can just stick it into rain mode. Yeah, you shouldn't supposed to pull out, dickhead. Just gonna stop somewhere for a second. You know why I pulled over? No, just kidding. Yeah, so you know, all in all, I'm not disappointed at all, and I have no regrets that I changed over. Obviously, all the S1000R parts are transferable, so if you have any bits and if you think of trading in, you can just put them straight back on. The wings, you know, on pictures it looks terrible. I don't like them on the pictures, but in real life I think it definitely gives a different posture to the bike. Yeah, obviously you can see I already have some bits and bobs on it, but all those are for my old bike. Yeah, I can't give you any more on the power other than I definitely feel it's quite a bit stronger than the SR, because the bike is still due for its running service. This is Cumbria. This is north of England. It can piss down for a week, and I hate the dirty bikes, so I don't go out if it's shit. I don't see the point. Right, guys, if you have any questions or any comments, just comment down below. Subscribe if you like this content. Obviously there's plenty of us about doing similar stuff. It is what it is. I just do it for the hobby. Hopefully it's entertaining and informative. So catch you guys later. Bye. So just quickly coming back to the suspension thing we talked about. BMW, from the factory, when they roll in, the bikes are set up for a person who's 85 kilos. Don't know what they're in stones or whatever, sorry about that. I mean, that's why it has to be dialed in, because, I mean, who the fuck is 85 kilo? Who is that lucky bastard, you know? Now 10-year-old kids are 85, you know, if they go to the gym or something. I don't know what they feed them or what's happening to us.